doing? Newts here. We're back again with another episode on how to start an esports organisation. Okay, what we're going to talk about today is sponsorship. But first off, I want to run through what we've already done so far in the previous episodes as a little catch up. So what we've got is the reason why you're starting an organisation. Is it to be the best? Is it to help people? Is it to develop people? The fundamentals of what you need and what's going to sort of carry you through the years of doing it. If you haven't got a goal and a reason for doing it, you'll easily get lost quickly and end up either folding or just losing interest. Then we moved on to what to name it. Obviously you want it to be something original and unique. Do your research, make sure there's no one else called it, because you don't want to get 6 months into it to find out you're using a name that someone else has already had to use and you've got to change it all and start again from scratch. Then we spoke about logo designs and social media branding. On episode 2, there's a couple of links below for people that you can use if you want someone you can trust or that we've used before. Obviously find your own, but these are people that we trust and I'd definitely recommend. Then we moved on to recruiting staff and teams for your organisation, things to look out for, and then we spoke about funding them, things to take into consideration when you are funding teams and all that as well. So that's a quick roundup of sort of what we've covered in the other episodes. Again, if you missed one of them and you want to see it, go back and have a look. Hopefully you'll find it interesting and something useful out there. I also want to say thank you to all the people that have had DMing me or asking me questions. I had a few people in the past that used to ask, but now there's even more on them. Again, I'm happy to answer them if you're starting an organisation and there's something that we're not covering here. I'm also going to do, at the end of this, we've had one request on how to develop teams and players, so I'm going to actually do probably a 10-minute video on that. There's another couple of questions that have been asked, and I've answered, but I've spoke to the person and they're okay for me to bring them up in a video, so there'll be a couple of snippets as well of bits like that in case anyone else has the same questions but don't want to ask. So again, if you've got any questions, now's the time to get them in. Either leave them below or you can email us on our email link and I'll get back to you and speak to you. Right, so moving on to today's video. Sponsorship. Okay, right. To start this off, we're going to cover a couple of things. Right, there's 3 different types really that are in esports. So you've got affiliate, partnership, and sponsorship. Right, now it's important. It's not important, but to some people it's really important. You know the difference in this. There are people out there that literally have nothing better to do than to literally blow their mind if you call a partnership an affiliate or a sponsorship a partnership or vice versa. It's probably like all the starving kids in Africa don't matter no more. This is the top news, you know what I mean? They probably start crusading, get their suit of armour on and all that, and they're out there defending the partnerships and stuff like that, right? This is what they are. Basically, in my layman's terms, I've not got a marketing degree or anything like that, so if anyone gets upset about this, fine. This is just Billy Basic, you know what I mean? Right, affiliate. These are generally found at the bottom of a website. If you scroll all the way down the bottom, they give you an option to do it. Very impersonal. You put your details in, you get a link or you get a code or something like that, and you make X amount off of sales. That's it. Basically, you're working for that company. So it's the most easiest to get job in the world. They're not paying you unless you sell their stuff. You're basically a salesman for their company. That's it. Then we move on to partnerships. Probably sometimes they stem from an affiliate because you're doing better and that they offer you a little bit more. Generally they'll still cover the same things you get as an affiliate, plus you might get extra product, or there might be a condition that if you speak to them you can get a little bit of money here, then you know, here and there if you need it and stuff like that, you know what I mean? They may speak to you a bit more. Generally with an affiliate there's no conversation between you and them. It's strictly you work for us, you don't even speak to us. With a partnership, the company will speak to you, you might be able to help each other out and other things, hence partnership. Sponsor, same perks as before, however there'll be like a set fee that they'll give you every month. So they may say, right, we're going to sponsor you £300 every month. On top of that, obviously you're going to be speaking to them, and it's what you know what I mean. Every org wants a sponsorship because it's easier to plan for the future with that, because you know exactly what's going to happen. There's no ifs and buts. You will get X amount on these dates for the next 6 months, for the next year, and you can work together like that, and it's nice to feel valued. So that basically covers them. Right, try not to get them confused, because honestly, like sometimes the witch hunt is ridiculous over something like this. People can like chat up underage girls and that, and no one says anything on Twitter. They're all like, yeah. The minute you say a partnership's an affiliate, literally they crawl out of their roles and everyone is an expert on everything, so be aware. Right. Things you need to do to approach these. But actually, before I go into this, what I'm going to say first is sponsorship is hard, right, to get. Partnerships are generally quite hard to get as well. There's a couple of reasons for this. First one is no one owes you anything. Right, if you've started an org and you think, right, because I'm an eSports org, people are going to throw money at me, you are delusional. Right, it is not like that. You've literally got to crawl over hot coals, lick their feet, and then, I don't know, babysit for a month, you know what I mean, to get stuff out of some of these companies. And it's right. They don't... Esports organisations and players in it are fools to themselves because they will offer free advertising. Right, you get these people that like certain controller companies in the States and that are literally everyone as soon as they come into esports thinks they need to work with a company and they apply to them and they just hand them out like toffees. And why would they pay someone to do what people are doing for nothing for them? So we're a fool to ourselves and we create this stupid false economy because people are just willing to give away advertising space. If we stop doing that, then they would start to have to pay for it. But while we're giving it away for nothing, then we're our own fools. You know what I mean? So don't give away your space for nothing. Value your brand. If you don't value it, why is anyone else? Why is a company going to come along if you're giving away a free space on your header, on your jerseys? And they go, right, yeah, we're interested in sponsoring you. How much does so-and-so give you a month? And you're like, oh, well, nothing. And they're like, well, I'll give you exactly what they give you. Oh, no, I want money off you. So, no, why am I going to give you money if you're giving it to him for free? So don't forget stuff like this. Value your brand and want something for anything you put on your jerseys, your headers and that. If we all start doing this, we'll start to see some more money come in because they will have to advertise. But while we give it away for nothing, then don't expect no money for it. So that's a little prequel for it. You know what I mean? Nothing comes for free and don't expect nothing for it. You know what I mean? And don't give something away for free. We need to value ourselves and then we'll get some more value coming in. So that's my little heads up. Right. When approaching a company, what to do and what not to do. Right. Do not at them in a tweet saying, we'd really like to work with this company at in a tweet because do not tweet out listing a load of companies. Do not tweet out saying, who would you like to work with at us in it? Because it's just chip shop, isn't it? Right, get yourself a decent covering letter or email that you can send to them. A couple of paragraphs. First paragraph introducing yourself and your company. Middle paragraph, a bit about is what you've done recently. So with us, we put about LAN events that we've won. Other people can put about LAN events they've attended or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or just stuff that you do. Something for charity that you might have done. Then in the third paragraph, just put a sort of bit about the company and you working together, why you think it would benefit both people. Shows a bit of a personal touch and then close the covering email. What you then need to do is attach a thing called a sponsor deck. If you don't know what they are, they're basically a sales pack. It's something that's selling esports because a lot of these companies you may need to explain what esports is. So you have a bit in there covering what esports is, why esports would benefit their company, and a bit about you. How long you've been around, your analytics on Twitter, for your website, stuff like that. If you've got people streaming for you, you can put down, right, we've got X amount of people streaming, they get X amount of viewers a month. Don't just make this stuff up, but that's the sort of stuff that you can include. And then finish it off with contact details. Our one looks quite nice. It's quite pretty. Loads of pictures. So don't just write stuff out. You've got to remember, these people get stuff all the time. Picture paints 1,000 words. And if you're going to tell people you've won this event, if you've got photos of it, it backs it up. Otherwise, they're going to be like, all right, whatever. And they won't care about Twitter tournaments as well. So don't, right, we're 50-time X winner, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So don't put that, like some people have in their bios. And the amount of G-Fins you won, if it isn't an actual tournament at a LAN event, it doesn't count either. So yeah, so that's, you know what I mean? And you've got your sponsor deck, you send that to them. And hopefully they'll look through it. Now I'm going to tell you, you're going to send a lot of emails out and not get a lot of response back. Don't be scared to send a follow-up email. I've done it loads. Phone the people. If you get a number, phone them up and ask them if they've received your email and try to get in a conversation with them. You'll find that if you can actually speak to someone and you're a bit passionate about what you're doing and you've got half a clue about yourself, then you've got a chance of getting in there, you know what I mean? Don't just think, well, I've sent an email, no one's replied. Look for the person. And also don't just when you're looking for an email, this is hard as well. So sometimes just send it to their contact or their customer services. I've had bigger companies where we've emailed their customer services and they've happily forwarded them to the marketing department, but they won't actually give us the email for it. So you can do stuff like that to get around it. You're going to have to be creative. At the end of the day, you're asking for money for something. So be creative and be professional about it. And also take into consideration how you conduct yourself and the people in your organisation conduct yourself. I sort of covered this in the last one, where people write, these are my views and not the people I represent. It's a load of rubbish. If someone's acting like a plum all the time, you need to time in. If they're tweeting stuff that you wouldn't want your company associated with, then tell them. If they don't want it, get rid of them, because they could be keeping you back from a sponsorship that's going to change your future. They're not worth it. We need them out of it. One last thing, esports companies, right, the traditional companies, they're everywhere, right? So they're less likely to be interested in you, especially if you're starting out, because they've already got it. They've got better teams higher up that are going to give them more publicity. So try to find companies outside of esports with a loose link to it. You know what I mean? Like you could go to a computing company, programmers. You know what I mean? Okay, they may not make games and that, but they'll have people there that are probably interested in computer games. You know what I mean? You work with computers, you're more likely to like computer games. Things like that. Just try to find any sort of link that you can tie to them and explain to them why bringing them into esports is going to benefit their business. And you're probably more likely to get more luck from them and more chance of a sponsorship. You go to an additional chair company or something like that, they're just going to fling an affiliate at you because they're so used to organisations being happy with that and promoting them just as hard for an affiliate as they will do for a sponsorship. Now, there's nothing wrong with affiliates. We started out with affiliates at times and we've moved them on to bigger and better things because of the market reach we have and the influence we have. So don't be afraid of them to start out there, and to show your worth, just be aware of what they are and what it really means. That pretty much roughly brushes over everything. Like I said, these ain't to go too in depth. I can and I do with people, and if you want advice on it, again, just email me or something like that, and I'll talk to you through a bit more. And if there's any points that you bring up that I think are pertinent, I'll cover them in my sort of sweep up video that I'm going to do, which is going to have all the bits that people have asked me about, and I'll just cover them, and then hopefully it'll help everyone. As always, I hope you found this slightly useful. If you want to see the next one, subscribe. If you did like this, drop a like. Any comments below are always appreciated, and thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you next time. Catch you later. Bye-bye.